What's up, Andrew from ABrechko Outdoors, and today I'm going to share with you some hiking tips to enjoy the mountains in southern Arizona. By far, your biggest risk when out here in southern Arizona is exposure to the elements. And either this is hypothermia in the cooler months or overheating in the warmer months. Now this is very easily controlled pretty much by what you wear. If it's hot, you want to make sure that you have a hat to protect your neck and your face. If possible, wear long, light colored clothing that covers your arms. Also, don't forget to bring chapstick and sunblock. Next, in the cooler months, even though the temperature does get warmer during the day, it's also very cool the higher you go up in your elevation. So you want to make sure that the clothes that you have are appropriate for the higher elevation. I always recommend that you dress in layers. With the base layer, be a moderate layer like a sweatshirt or maybe a fleece, and then have a shell to go on top of it. And as you move up and down the elevation, or as the weather changes a little bit, you can take off the layers and keep yourself either warm or cool. Second, one of the biggest things that gets people in trouble when they're hiking down here is they don't bring enough water with them. Water is hit and miss. Now you can see behind me, Owie is playing in the water as we're in a canyon. You can never depend that water will actually be where you go. So you always want to make sure that you carry more than enough water on your hikes. A rule of thumb is that you want to drink 1 quart of water for every 2 hours. So if you're on a 4-hour hike, that's 2 quarts of water. Then I'll add an extra quart on top of that for excess. So I always carry more water than I actually need. Equally as important as water is your food supply. You want to make sure that you're bringing foods that have salt to replace the electrolytes you lose while you're sweating, but also foods that are high in energy, high in protein, high in carbohydrates, so that you can keep fueled when you're on the trail. Third, one of the things about the high desert environment is that the weather can change quite quickly. Before you actually go out and hit the trail, always check the weather and check the storm patterns coming in. Is there any thunder showers coming in, that type of stuff. Make sure that you check the temperature to ensure that you dress appropriately. Sometimes it's just too gosh darn hot to even go hiking, and so that maybe is a good day to spend swimming. When you are hiking and you're going through gullies and washes like this, one of the things that gets a lot of people in trouble is when they get flash flooding coming down the washes. When you're in the mountains and you're in the really tight washes and you do get rain at the top, that water comes down with quite a bit of velocity and it carries with it a lot of debris. So if you get caught in a flash flood in these, you will be in a lot of trouble. Fourth, you need to have a map of the area that you're in and also a compass. You don't necessarily need to know how to use it very precisely, but just give you general direction in case that you do get lost so you can get back to civilization. Fifth, I always carry a safety kit with me, and I kind of made this safety kit up. You can make your own up, but this safety kit has some really important survival things in it. Sixth, one of the biggest mistakes people make is they don't distribute the water and food between their parties, and they'll end up getting separated, and one person will have all the water while the other person has none. This could lead to catastrophic circumstances in the event that the two people are separated for long periods of time. Seventh, always leave an itinerary with somebody that's going to be back maybe at your house, maybe with a family member or a friend, to let them know what time you're expected to be back. Now typically I do 3 time hacks. I do a time hack of the time that I think I'm going to be back, and then I'll set a time hack later than that, which is I call my worry time hack. And then I have a call for help time hack, which I set usually 5, 6, 7 hours after I'm supposed to be back. And that way you have somebody who can alert the authorities or a search party to come look for you. If for some reason you do get lost, do not leave the trail. 9 times out of 10, the people who are going to come search for you will take the trails up into the area. Number 8 is angry desert things. The desert can be a very angry place. Most people, when they hear that I'm hiking down here in southern Arizona, they always tell me I need to be worried about mountain lions and that type of stuff. But the bigger issues are actually the plant life, the cactuses, prickly pear, chihuahua. You don't want to get that stuff in your skin or in your foot. It makes for a pretty painful hike. Also in the summer months, you do have to be careful of snakes. And number 9, when you are hiking down here in southern Arizona, we are very close to the Mexican border. So you do have to be cautious of smuggling. If you do see questionable activity, always call the Border Patrol or local law enforcement. If you see backpacks or that type of stuff, just leave them in place. I put that lower on the list because it really isn't as much of a concern as most people think. If you like this channel, I would love it if you subscribed. If you're looking for things to do in Southern Arizona, you can check my website out. I'll put a link in the description below. Anyways, I'm Andrew from ABrechko Outdoors, and I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys on the trail.